outside, you want to have a wet, windy layer, so it's going to repel wind and moisture, but allow moisture to escape, so you're not overheating yourself. Underneath that, you want a warming layer. This is on you. Now you have a poncho as well. Just your face is exposed. But you're also battling the wind, the moisture, and obviously the cold. You gotta think more so debris hut approach. Okay, your body needs to dust though. To enable you to move the tarp whatever way you want it to around the tree. There's at least another, probably to the actual corner, probably another, I can just stuff that full of 43, not a big deal. The sides here, I can leave open, or if I want to, I can build, folks, as you can see, this is the roof portion of our lean-to. Now here's our sleeping quarters. And again, we've got the vents back there. Yes, it's a little pop tent, honestly. It's a nice triangle shape, so A-frame done. This works great at repelling precipitation. Hey folks, Burrito and Survival. So what the new series I want to do here is sheltering, right? I talk about sheltering here and there in my video series and maybe some random videos I made, but I actually want to make a series for people who are looking how to build from the basic stuff to more advanced stuff. So your tarps, your tents, all the way up to your brush shelters, whatnot. And hopefully I can actually do some camp out videos while using these shelter systems to show you guys the pros and cons and how they actually work out. Now, that being said, guys, I was going to make a big video featuring 5 emergency tarp shelters for a colder climate situation or inclement weather, but that was 40 minutes long, and I don't think people are going to sit here for 40 minutes and watch an entire video, and I don't want to waste my time, I don't want to waste your guys' time, so we're going to break this up into a little bit of a series. So, that being said, our first roundabout is going to talk about layering our clothing. Along with that is going to be the first 2 emergency shelters, which is going to be the burrito roll and the hoop shelter. Hope you guys enjoy it. Stick around. I'll see you guys later. All right, folks. So real quick before we get to the whole building thing, I just want everybody to kind of step back, take a 30,000 overview of what I'm about to talk about, right? So we all know the mantra that our moms used to tell us all the time, hopefully so, dress in layers. And that's true. Why? Because when we go out into the outdoors, into the wilderness, doing what we're going to do, hunting, camping, hiking, trapping, shit's the fan, whatever, we want to dress in layers. Now, the layers are very important to talk about because guess what? This is your first shelter. Your clothing is your first shelter. Not your tarp, not your tent, not your brush shelter. It's your clothing, okay? So first things first, on the outside, you want to have a wet, windy layer. So it's going to repel wind and moisture, but allow moisture to escape, so you're not overheating yourself. Underneath that, you want a warming layer. This is 100% wool sweater I have. Got a t-shirt underneath that. But then right here is my moisture wicking barrier, okay? Silks from the Army back in 2010. That's what I have right now. So what I have down here, insulated Carhartt pants, duck canvas, and then I got the silks bottoms here. I have my Kamek boots here as well. And I have wool socks on those, merino wool socks. And obviously on top of my head here, got a merino wool beanie. Along with that, I have some brown jersey gloves, more so for light work or if it's just kind of cold but not super cold yet. And then I also have my insulated leather gloves I usually wear anyways in the winter. So again, always dress in layers. Be prepared for the worst, because last night it was down to 28 degrees right now here up in the UP. Kind of really chilly. Definitely need a fire and a shelter to stay comfortable, to stay alive. Now, granted, you can always kind of get away with body heat, but that only really does so much for you. Anyways, moving on to the tarp shelter, guys. Just want to say that real quick. All right, folks. So as we just finished talking about layering our clothing, which is very crucial. Yes, this is your first step. Again, this is our first microclimate we can control. The second one is going to be a shelter system that we bring with us. Now, shelter systems, remember, isn't just a singular thing. It's something that you sleep in, on, and under. IOU, right? Not necessarily in that order, but it's just easy to remember IOU, okay? So first things first, I've also found out that over the years, hey, carrying 1 tarp is great, but you know what's better than that? Carrying 2 tarps. Now, that's what I do nowadays, and I carry still the Arcturus tarp that I've been carrying for a number of years now because I like this little thing. Handy dandy, lightweight, doesn't take much room, and it's camouflage as well. Now, 3 reasons why I carry it with me still is because, number 1, if I'm ever in a situation where I actually need to be rescued, this can act like a big reflective mirror, especially you take the tarp, stake it out, or you can actually have it like a big signal panel you can carry it around with you, just reflect it towards your rescuers. Hopefully the light will catch it. That'll catch their eye without hopefully not blinding them. But either way, signaling is number 1. Number 2, I can sit here and have something that's going to be a secondary shelter that can throw up. Now, the Arcturus tarp, it's great. It is durable if you take care of them and you know what you're doing with tarps. But my thing is this: I stand at 5'7". I'm not a very tall guy, but I make a pop point shelter with this. I'm kind of struggling to fit in there all night comfortably without being curled up into a little ball. I kind of like to stretch out here and there. Now, can't really with this tarp. That's why I kind of got the bigger wet weather tarp from the United States Marine Corps. Okay, cool, awesome. But this does work as a secondary emergency shelter in case like that one got ripped, stolen, damaged, whatever, beyond belief. I have this one still with me. So again, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Now, the third one is this, okay, the Mylar. I can sit there and have this reflect heat back to my body, whether I'm curled up in it like a blanket, or I can sit there and sleep on top of it with the Mylar towards me and say I have compressed material underneath it that's dry. Okay, sweet, awesome. Now, we're going to move on to the wet weather tarp from the United States Marine Corps, military surplus, obviously. The reason why I went with military surplus, I'm trying to switch more of my gear to that stuff just because of how rugged it is. At least it's known for rugged and durability. Now, this is also a lot bigger than my Arcturus tarp. I can make a plot point shelter and have plenty of room underneath. You guys will see as we continue the series on. But that's number one reason why is because it's bigger. Now, number 2, durability factor. Number 3, it actually came with shock cordage, so I really like that. Number 4 is, yes, it does got the Marpat camouflage, and it's reversible to coyote brown in case you want to blend into whatever environment you find yourself into. Awesome, great. This does work great at repelling rain and snow and sleet and hail because, you know, we get that all in one day up here in the UP because it's a wacky place to live. But my thing is this, though, in a serious manner, it's great at repelling precipitation on you. Now, with these 2 tarps, I can actually make a very effective shelter. Number 1 being the Burrito roll, which we're going to talk about. All right, folks. So the Burrito roll works really honestly like this. So you're going to find a spot in the forest where you do have a large canopy above you. Coniferous trees are great for this. That way, the canopy will help at least slow down, if not negate a lot of the precipitation coming down on top of you. Now, I found some dry material. Obviously, it's a little moist, but we're going to say dry material because that's what you want to find most of. But this stuff's really honestly not too bad. It's just a little moist from the morning rain. Not too bad. Anyways, though, we're going to make sure this is 6 to 8 inches compressed, especially in cold weather. Battle conduction on the ground. We're going to take our Arcturus tarp, and I'm going to try to get this lined up with the edge of said bed. Okay? Like so. I'm going to sit here and fold myself up with this this tarp, excuse me. That way, I have this layer underneath me, and it's Mylar, so it's going to start reflecting the body heat back towards me. Now, added bonus, the secondary tarp, wet weather tarp, can throw over me, make sure covering up everything, and this is going to help battle, once again, heat loss through convection of the breeze and conduction from the ground. Now, I can sit there, and there's a lot of different things you can do here. You can do, like, basically U-shape and kind of curl stuff up in that. Whatever you guys want to do there. Imagination's the limit with this kind of stuff. But say it was raining out, I could simply have it like this, along with the canopy above me. I should be golden. This is all you can do. This is all you have. No cordage with you. Awesome, great. Now we're going to talk about folks. So next up on the list is the hoop shelter. Now, the hoop shelter can be done very simply by finding some saplings. I'm going to use spruce saplings. I kind of prefer maple saplings because you don't have all the little branches going to be on here. You cut them down and it might poke your shelter. Who knows? But either way, I'm going to cut down some of these saplings, guys. Take them back to camp. We're going to set up the hoops. I'll show you guys then. Alright, guys, so we're going to try to find a sapling to actually use in this project because you don't want to go down and just cut down trees willy-nilly. It's not good for the environment. But you want to find a tree that's roughly thumb-size thick towards the base of the tree. You want to take that tree and bend it slowly, carefully downwards. Okay, so that does this, and it's roughly knee height or so, standing up, and you get this to shoulder width apart, if not a little more than shoulder width. It's a good tree to use, so cut that sapling down. Alright, now don't forget, guys, when you're using pine boughs as bedding, you want to have them not face up, but face down. It's just a lot more comfortable, contour your body better. You're not so willing, I'll say, to stick your body with the sharp ends, or possible sharp ends, of the branches. So again, we're using the material we found on the forest floor. with these actual dry spruce boughs to make a nice soft bed. You can always take dead branches and put that underneath your pine boughs as well to kind of raise this stuff up, give you more loft. But I think this is going to be fine right here anyways, just for demonstration purposes. So get this all set up here. Now, when we take our saplings, right, we want to make sure to kind of work them a bit, especially if it's cold out. Nice and easy and steady, kind of bending them over the way we want to on our knee. Don't get too aggressive, it'll snap on you. Okay. Make sure both ends are sharpened to some kind of point. And I like to go with the longest up front first. And you can always cut these down to the same length if you want to. Personally, I just kind of rock it how it is. So let's see, that's going to be the foot. Middle. This is going to be the front, which I can quite easily shave down a bit. Right here. To a finer point. And then it's pretty much the same as the middle holes. So I'm going to take this, look at how I want, a little bend. Alright guys, so I like to go a little bit away from where my head's going to be. I'm going to use my body weight to get that hole in the ground. And if I feel like it's too stressed to bend, it's going to snap or something like that, I can always take my hatchet or knife, just like making a survival bow, and get rid of some of the material of the tree. I wouldn't take a whole lot out, I just take a little bit at a time. It's going to probably snap, I can tell you that right now. Okay, right there's good. Alright, and be very careful doing this, guys, because you never know if that end's going to pop out and whack you in the head. That's a bad thing, so always be cautious doing this. So that's our first pole. It's not 100% perfect, but perfect, like I always say, is in the textbook, not in actual survival situations. So, we're going to get the middle and the feet done. Alright guys, so there's the hoops laid out, kind of progressively smaller as we go down. That way it's more slanted. Again, shedding water if it does come this way, or even off the sides. So, let me get my tarp out here. We're going to use both of them once again. So make sure that we get rid of anything that possibly poke through our tarp or cause us damage or harm. Take my Mylar tarp. Fold it sunny side out. Careful the hoops. Okay. I have to adjust some of these, but that's kind of the gist of it right there. Actually, that works just fine. So next, we're going to take our little bit of tarp. Do it lengthwise, which I think might be this way. Okay. Now, to stake this out, you have two options. You can either stake it on the outside, or you can fold it up on the inside as much as you can and stake it in there. Kind of up to you. Personally, I kind of always just kind of tuck it in, and it's worked out good thus far. In a high wind situation, even if say I didn't want to tuck it in like this, and I didn't have anything to cut stakes or whatever, again, what comes to our rescue? Forest debris. I want to do this all the way around as well. That way, it helps hinder any incoming airflow underneath the tarp. That's going to create a chill for us. So again, we're going to go all the way around our tarp shelter, like that. So in case you don't have stakes, or you don't want to make stakes, whatever it's going to be, you have an option of doing that. All right, now the premise of this whole shelter, guys, is we don't have a lot of cordage to use or no cordage, period. When we have a cutting tool like a knife or a hatchet with us. Now, what we want to do is carefully, preferably take our boots off before we come in here. We want to carefully work our way in so we don't hit a hoop or anything like that, knock it loose, like so. Now, obviously, this isn't a quick get in, get out shelter, but this will work. This will keep me dry, warm all night, because you got to think debris hut method in this situation. So basically your body heat's going to be the source that's going to be heating this whole tarp shelter up. Again, we're covered from conduction from the ground because the bedding, mylar tarp, we have protection from convection and precipitation thanks to the wet weather tarp. 2 tarps, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's key. So we'll keep this like this, and we can either take the tie outs here, tie them up. This actually has button snaps, so we can snap the door shut, or we keep it open, and or you always have a little fire out here for some radiant heat. Not going to affect you too well inside something like this. So anyways, guys, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Share, like, subscribe, guys. And definitely, as always, stay frosty, prep up. God bless.